So before I get into explaining the research I did to come to the conclusion that I posted in the title, I first and foremost want to say that despite the fighters getting potentially paid quite a bit to do this charity boxing event, a lot of money will end up going to charity through this event, in addition to the fighters getting paid a lot. And I don't personally have an issue with these content creators getting paid for the work they are putting in to put on a great show for everybody. My issue is more with the deceptive marketing coming from idubbbz's channel as well as the Creator Clash socials on how much money is being given to charity versus the creators who idubbbz and Creator Clash are paying to fight for them. Because I guarantee majority of people who are watching this video either assume that all of the money is going to charity or that the creators are being paid a small amount and the vast majority of the proceeds are going to charity, which I really don't think is the case. And let me tell you why. So as many of you guys know by now, the YouTuber idubbbz is hosting an upcoming charity boxing event called Creator Clash, where many YouTubers who normally don't box are getting paid to box by Creator Clash, with any of the excess proceeds made from the event going straight to charities. Now, 2 weeks ago, one of the creators who was set to fight against Chris Raygun in Creator Clash, Froggy Fresh, ended up getting kicked from the event for what has only been described as violating a legally binding code of conduct, which our best guess at the moment to what this violation is this comment he made about idubbbz's wife Anisa's OnlyFans while trying to roast Chris Raygun on Twitter.
If I don't hurt you beyond what anybody could have imagined, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Anisa's OnlyFans.
Obviously, Froggy Fresh was not happy with the sudden removal of him from the event, but people involved in Creator Clash, such as Harley Plays from Epic Mealtime, the announcer for the event Akinola, and most recently another fighter called Alana, have spoken out in defense of Ian and Anisa's decision to kick Froggy Fresh from the event. And in Alana's case specifically, she went onto her YouTube channel to contest the accusation that Froggy Fresh made on Twitter, claiming that Creator Clash is threatening to sue Froggy Fresh for the $15,000 they gave to him for training purposes.
Tyler, Froggy Fresh, was given $15,000 for training purposes. And what they did was send him a letter saying, hey, can we have the $15,000 back? The reason they did that was because now that he's no longer fighting because of breach of contract, he had to be replaced. That money that was given to him is just taken out of charity at this point. But the $15,000 thing, again, is not them suing him for $15,000. That's them asking him if they can have the money that they loaned him back for the fight, because that money is being taken out of the charity directly, because that's how it works, right? They have to give money to the other fighter for training purposes, and if that's just $15,000 that they no longer have access to for somebody who's no longer participating in the fight, that is $15,000 wasted that otherwise would be going to one of these charities. So
obviously the accusation that Froggy Fresh is trying to take $15K away from charity is a pretty severe one. So Froggy Fresh went onto his Twitter to make a response to Alana's claim.
Elena Pierce is misinforming the public, saying that I'm taking money off the table for charity, okay? The money I used to train was an advance on my purse. It had nothing to do with the charity organizations. All the fighters are receiving a purse to fight. That money was an advance on that purse. It was coming out of my purse. That's it. So I would have a smaller purse on fight night. That's it. Now what I'm willing to do to show you how dedicated I am to charity, I'm willing to donate the rest of my purse to charity, as well as my portion of profits from ticket sales and pay-per-view sales that all the fighters are splitting. I'll donate both of those to charity. That means doing it for absolutely nothing. Nothing. I'll donate the rest of my purse and the profits that my portion of profits fighters are splitting from pay-per-view and ticket sales. Will any other fighter do that? Because I'll do that. And JDN wants to put up 100K. Take the money for charity.
So after Froggy made that video, obviously Keemstar tweeted about it, and an adamant defender of idubbbz and Anisa, as well as the announcer for Creator Clash, Akinola, responded to Keemstar, confirming what Froggy Fresh claimed by sharing the detail that all net profits are going to charity, meaning that only once the revenue from Creator Clash passes the threshold to break even for whatever they paid the creators to fight, as well as any other operational costs, only then any extra money will go to the charities, which is a far different outcome than what was promoted by both idubbbz and all of the creators involved in the event. Not only are they getting paid an initial amount to fight for idubbbz event that is for them and not for charities, but they also get a percentage percentage of the pay-per-view money all the way up until that pay-per-view revenue is considered to be breaking even, which is cool. I think they should be paid for their work, but then they would be raising money for charity in addition to getting paid to fight, rather than what they are implying, which is that they are fighting only for charity.
This is so cool and exciting, and it's all for charity, of course. I'm such a big proponent of doing things for charity. It's a big thing that drives my entire online experience.
A fighter got fired for breaching his contract. Would I have fired him? Irrelevant. Would you have kept him? Irrelevant. Are they allowed to fire him? Yes, absolutely. So what happened? You're going to turn on charities? Yeah, I'm boxing for charity. It's a good cause and it's going down no matter what.
Oh, you're going to pirate a charity event? Then I'll see you in hell. It's not ego. It's not about that. It's about the charity that I'm fundraising for, so.
And all this raw entertainment had one purpose in mind.
It's one of the few things that I've done that's not driven by money.
I love that.
This is for a good cause.
We're here because of some great charities that I know you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
None of this was to put money in anyone's pocket. It was to put on an entertaining thing to raise money for charity.
The Creator Clash also donated a lot of their proceeds to charity. I'm not exactly sure how much.
Over $1 million for charity, so.
Badass.
Yes.
All the profits are going to charity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there like a payday in the future you guys are working towards?
No, not really.
And now we got to do it to help other people?
yeah. You can't do your get the bag fight. Sorry, Phil.
Now, obviously, I expected the fighters to get paid some amount of money to do this, whether it be to cover the cost of training or to cover the cost of whatever revenue they'll lose by doing this instead of making money doing the regular content creation, because obviously training for a boxing event is a huge time commitment, which takes away from time to make content, which is how they normally make their money. So while I was pretty disappointed by the lack of transparency from idubbbz, if it's just to cover the more practical costs of stuff, I don't really think it's that deceptive or that important to call out. But obviously the title references an amount of money that is a little more than the bare necessity. So how did I come to this number? Well, an MMA/boxing writer, Donna Corby, last year tweeted out that the first Creator Clash sold at least 100k pay-per-view. This is an account that is followed by idubbbz, and the tweet talking about the amount of pay-per-view sales was liked by idubbbz's opponent in the last Creator Clash, Dr. Mike. Not 100% solid confirmation that this number is accurate, but pretty damn close. Now, I actually went to the Creator Clash in person last year, and the tickets cost about 55 Canadian dollars for me. Obviously, if you convert that to USD, that would be maybe closer to $40. Also, I'm pretty sure the tickets are more expensive than the pay-per-view, and there's early bird sales that cost a little less, so let's just round it to 30 USD. I think that's a pretty accurate amount for all of the potential variations. So by doing simple math, we can times 30 by 100,000 and come out with an amount of $3 million. Now, if you were paying attention earlier in the video to when I showed the trailer for Creator Clash, idubbbz showed a tweet where Creator Clash announced that they raised $1.3 million for charity. And with the total proceeds of Creator Clash 1 being at least $3 million, that means that the leftover amount that they paid for operational costs and the fighters is approximately 1.7 million. And again, this number is on the lower side, as we know over 100,000 pay-per-views were sold, we just don't know the exact amount, so this is the lowball minimum estimate. Now, obviously, that amount is also going to operational costs, not just the fighters, but I can't imagine those extra operational costs being that much, considering that Creator Clash 1 was held in Yulang Center, which had a capacity of 10k, and a venue like that would probably cost maybe 20k to rent out for the night, potentially more, even if we round it all the way up to 100k in operational costs, and then stack up another 100k for hiring the commentators or the announcer or security or anything else other than the fighters. That still leaves 1.5 million to split amongst the 24 fighters, meaning that each fighter is personally making within the ballpark of $60,000 that is just for them and not going to charity at all, which sounds quite a bit different than the image idubbbz showed in his latest Creator Clash 2 video, where he tries to brag that his event is better than other influencer boxing events because all of the profit goes to charity, when that's not the case. All of the profit goes to charity and to the fighters who get paid to be in your charity boxing event. I don't know how idubbbz and the rest of the Creator Clash fighters can be like, hey, we're better than these other events. We're actually doing it for charity. We're doing it for a good cause. We don't care about getting the bag, getting a good payday. It's all just for the kids with cancer. creator. Then at the same time, these creators get paid thousands of dollars to do this event. Again, I don't have an issue with them making money off of doing months of work to put on a great event for us all to watch. That also helps to go to a good cause, with some of the proceeds going to charity. But you can't claim to be better than other events just because the organization you're working for donates some of their money to charity. That's like being a McDonald's employee and bragging that you're better than the Wendy's employee because all of McDonald's cookie sales go to charitable causes. Okay, some of the money that McDonald's makes goes to a good cause, but you're still being paid the same amount as that Wendy's employee. So you're not really better than them. You're still working at McDonald's to get a paycheck, just like the Wendy's employee. And these fighters in Creator Clash are still fighting to get a paycheck, just like how some creators in Misfits Boxing or DAZN would be getting paid. It's just that Creator Clash donates some of their proceeds to charity, and those organizations don't. But at least they're not utilizing charities to push for more sales when a huge portion of the revenue from those sales aren't even going to charity, but rather the pockets of the fighters who have sacrificed so much of their time to entertain us all on April 15th.
Another thing I have to mention, last year we uploaded the entire broadcast to my channel like a week after it aired live. This year we're not doing that, so I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes out on idubbbz's channel a week after the event. It's just like a bad decision if we want to drive as much traffic as possible to the broadcast itself and to have as much money as possible raised for charity. If you want more ways of supporting Creator Clash and the charities involved, we have merchandise. Before we look at this year's fight card, I want to address all of the fighters from last year who aren't returning. Pretty much all of them wanted to fight again. It seems like they're all keen to do it again, which surprised me.